I am so sorry. All right, y'all. I'll repeat myself. Thank you, Michelle. All right. So, everybody just pile up on your comfy couch or in your comfy chair or your comfy whatever it is. And let's talk about a few things. Want to? Let's do it because I sure want to. All right. So, what do we got going on? We got a manhunt in Kentucky of a man that's been running around, and it's been, what, 8 days now, and they still can't find him. And why he was up on top of a ridge shooting at cars driving by is beyond me. Come on. Why would anybody want to go up there and shoot innocent cars driving by with people in it? Hello, KMM. It's so good to see you. Loudmouth Linda's not going to be with us tonight. You know, she's on vacation having a good time in Florida at the beach, so she better watch out. My thing tonight that I'd like to talk about is, crazy things are happening all around us. I don't know if y'all have been watching, but just about an hour ago, there was an explosion at our natural gas plant in Texas, and it's on fire, and it's outside of Houston. All right, we got that going on. Abbott's throwing a complete fit. Well, welcome from the UK. It's so good to see you. And the UK's got some crazy stuff going on over there, too. Don't y'all have some crazy stuff going on over there? Please, Michelle, like and subscribe. I'd love to have you here. So we got a gas plant, natural gas plant on fire. We got Abbott flying drones all over the border trying to keep the Venezuelan gangs out. And you're right, Michelle, it is going, well, it's not just you in the UK. Honey, it just ain't you. It's not just you. It's all over this cotton picking world right now. And people have gone insane. Totally insane. Trump was shot at or almost shot at again. Why? So my question to y'all is, I'm probably quite a bit older than y'all, maybe a couple of years older than some, quite a few older than others. But I'm going to ask you a question. When in your lifetime have you ever seen so much chaos around a presidential election? And when have you ever seen a presidential candidate, they're trying to unalive him? When has that ever happened? It's never happened. I'm just thinking that somebody is really afraid of this man. And why would they be afraid of him? Is it because he knows something about those 360,000 children that are missing we can't account for? And some big names are going to go down? Kind of wondering. There's a lot of things people are hiding right now. And it's worldwide, y'all. This is not just a United States thing. This is like a big net of a bunch of people, and it's nation and country after country, and they're all interwoven together. And they're like, hey, you know what? We're going to stick together, y'all, and we're going to get the... Why? Yeah, it's global. And they want to keep their power. And you know what? It ain't going to happen. I'm telling y'all right now, it's not going to happen. It is country after country. And people are going to get to the point they're sick and tired of putting up with a bunch of nonsense. And that's what it is. It's a bunch of nonsense. People are, it's almost, I was thinking about it today and I thought, it's almost like they're blowing crazy gas into the air and people are losing their minds. They're losing their ever-loving minds. I don't get it, but I know something's not right. And when they tell you that it is a spiritual war, I can guarantee you that that's the truth. Because how could it go globally if it wasn't? Evil is trying to take over our world, and we're not going to have it, y'all. We're not going to have it. We're going to do a lot of praying. And you know what? If we got to stand up and fight for our country, well, by God, you know what? I'm going to do it. Because I'm not going to lose what I have. The freedom of speech. We fought forever for freedom of speech. We fought forever to have what we have, to not turn around and let somebody take it from us. That's the way I look at it. They tried to, I have never seen, we're not together. None of us are together. It's a total mess. This one's fighting that one's fighting that one. Nobody can be in control of anything because it's nothing but a big old mess. At one time you used to be able to go over and help your friend if they were having problems. Now you're afraid to go over and even talk to your friend because he might be crazy. You don't know. You just don't know. And it's not right. We got to have faith in something. And we got to have faith in the good Lord that he's going to bring us all together. And things are going to change. I'm telling you right now, things are going to change. Because we're in a big mess. We got a person running all over Kentucky right now that we're taking all of our manpower, trying to find him, and God only knows where he's at, and he's military. So, he could be hiding anywhere. We got people shooting at our candidate because they want him out of there. They figure, you know what? We've tried to indict him. That didn't take it. We tried to destroy his character. Well, that didn't help it. We tried to bankrupt him. Guess what? That didn't take effect. We tried to impeach him twice. That didn't help either. The more they do to this man, the more the following he has. And they don't see it. They don't see it. This is what I got to say about that. Think about this just for a second. I want to ask y'all a question. So, Trump has had 3 attempts at assassination. 3, and I can count all 3 of them. When has Kamala even been threatened about anything? Has she been threatened about her lies? Has she been threatened about... Well, she's never been threatened as far as I know. Nothing. She can say what she wants to. She can do whatever she wants to. And nothing comes from it. They just keep saying, oh, she's so wonderful. She's so wonderful. She can get up there and lie like a rug. Oh, and she's so wonderful. She's not going to do a dad burn thing that she said she's going to do because she's been in there 3.5 years and she hasn't done a dad burn thing yet. Now, you can say she was vice president. She didn't have the power. You know what? Come on, you guys. If we wanted something done and you were vice president, wouldn't you go up and say, hey, you know what? Let's get this done for the people? I'm sure she had some kind of voice. She didn't. She didn't say a word. And we just keep going further down, further down, further down. Food keeps getting higher. Gas prices I can guarantee you right now, it was perfect time for them to blow up a natural gas plant because that's going to make the people's heating bills astronomically expensive if you have natural gas in your house. I don't, but there's a lot of people who do. That's going to make that price go up. Our food just keeps going up. Yeah, Michelle, you're right. It's all about prepping. It's all about getting ready for what's getting ready to come, because it's going to come. I'm telling you right now, it's coming. And nothing's stopping it. You know, I'm going to tell you guys something, and it's actually kind of funny. And this is for probably the older people like myself that know this song. But for the last month, you know, they say that you hear songs or things happen if you're getting a message from spirit, or if God wants to tell you something, he'll do it in a way that you'll know he's talking to you. Well, for the last month, every morning I've woke up and I hear this song just like it is playing on my radio every morning like clockwork. And you know what it is? If I make it through December, everything's going to be all right. I know. That's a sign, guys. That's a sign. It's getting through this election. If I can get through this election and everything changes, we're going to be all right. But if it doesn't go right, I know it's a sign. KMM, I know it's a sign. And I've heard it for the last month every morning when I wake up and I think, you know what, I'm going to have this song down by Pat. I'm going to know every word it is. Nope, there is no such thing as coincidence. And I'm hearing it every morning. So, y'all, it's time for you to pull up your bootstraps, because you know it's coming. And it doesn't matter whether you're for Kamala or if you're for Trump, because if my choice wins, the other people are going to go crazy too. You know, but I'm going to tell you this. If we make it through December, it's going to affect globally everybody. And everybody's going to get their life back on track. Because I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. I can almost guarantee you it's going to happen. There's a lot of crooked people in this world. And it ain't just the United States. And I believe that they're all intertwined together. And I think they're all going down. And it's not going to be a good thing. There's going to be some people that aren't too happy about it. But right now we have got pedophilia to the point it's sick. And I'm telling you, it's sick. My first day on my job this year is election day. Well, good for you. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, KMM, because there's going to be a lot of celebrating in the street. We are. Michelle, we are. We're going to be all right. I can guarantee you we're going to be all right. It's just getting there. You know, when you're running that 5 mile and that 5 mile marathon, and you're running and you think right there at the end, I can't do it. I can't do it. There's no way I can do it. Well, I can tell you, I don't know about 5K mile, but when I was giving birth to my son, there was a point that I said, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it. I can't do it. And my mama said, you know what? You got to do it. You can't stop now. You got to do it. Well, that's kind of the way I feel about this too. I got to do it. We got to do it. We're too far in now. We got to do it. And we all got to band together, and we got to do a lot of praying, Because you know what? It's going to get better. I'm telling you, it's going to get a whole lot better. May get a little worse before it gets there, but it's going to get a whole lot better. We can't have all this. Michelle, let me ask you a question. Do you have those Venezuela people in the UK too? Are they over there eating your pets and taking over your apartment buildings? Because that's what they're doing here, and that's what they're known for. And Abbott just held a conference, a news conference, saying, you know what, this is how they begin. They come in, they send all their people, fighting age males, then they start causing havoc, then they start, yep, see, they're eating your swans, see, and they said, no, that's not happening, that ain't happening. It is happening. Now I'm going to tell you guys, is it really their fault? I mean, is it really their fault? Really, I can't say it's their fault because that's kind of the way they live, where they've come from. You know, I mean, they eat that kind of stuff over there. So they really don't know that they're doing wrong. But they do know they're doing wrong when they take over apartment buildings and take other people's rent and take it for themselves, and they shoot police officers and everything. It's happening. And they got the green light from their head honcho in Venezuela that says, go ahead, shoot the cops. It's okay. It's okay. You got the green light. Go ahead, do it. What kind of sickness is this? And like I said, it's everywhere. It's not just the United States, guys. If they're eating the swans in the UK, don't think they're not eating our ducks in Ohio or our cats or anything else. Michelle said, caught a man trying to get the cat from the takeaway. See, this is what I'm saying. And they're saying, that's not happening. Y'all, that's not happening. You know why they're saying that? Because they're doing a blind eye. It's called a blind eye. If you turn your head, you don't see it, it isn't happening. But it is happening. That's why I said, you know what? We're not living in a fantasy world. We're living in reality. We're living in reality, and this is what's going on. And everybody needs to be aware of what's going on around them, because it's not good. Y'all, it's not good. We can sit here and pretend all day that it's not happening, but it's happening. It's happening as sure as I'm sitting here. I know a lot of countries that eat cat. I wouldn't eat a cat. I love cats. But there's countries that do. China does. I thought I heard the Asians do. I don't know. I've never been to Asia, any of the Asian countries, but I'll tell you, I heard they do. You know, what's the answer, y'all? The answer is, let's go back to the basics, where we don't eat people's pets. We leave the ducks alone. And if you're from another country and you think that it's okay, then go back to the country that it's okay. You know, there's an old saying, when in Rome, well, you're not in Venezuela anymore. We don't do that here. And they don't do that in the UK. They don't eat the swans in the UK either. So, you know what? If you want to eat the swans and you want to eat the ducks and you want to be like that, then you need to go back where they do that. Because we don't do that here. You know, I heard that the UK was getting a little violent over there right now. Why? It's all those people they brought in, right, Michelle? It's all those immigrants that they brought in to your country that don't live like you do. And who do you think said it was okay to bring them here? I sure didn't. And I sure didn't want to give my tax-paying money to them either. You know, I'll give money to anybody if they need it, but I'm not going to give my tax paying money to somebody. By the way, let's talk about this too. I looked up the unemployment in the United States and they said it was 3%. 3%. And if you believe that, I got some swampland in Florida I'll sell you. Because that's a lie. That is a big old lie. We're sending, you know what they're doing is they're counting, they're taking, if you have a customer service job and you work from home and they hire somebody in the Philippines, they're counted as being here in the United States. They're not in the United States. They're somewhere else. But they're counted as being in the United States. Now, I don't know how you think that's going to help our economy any, because they're not spending money here. They're spending money in the Philippines. They're helping the Philippines. We're paying them and they're helping the Philippines. Or we're helping India. Or we're not helping the United States any at all. Our money's going away to other countries because we're hiring outside. Now, I've been trying to wrap my brain around all this, and I don't understand it. I don't understand how. Yeah, okay, I understand that it may cost you a little bit more to hire somebody in the United States to work, but I don't understand that it's going to help our economy any. Do you? Y'all have an answer for that one? Because I've been thinking about that for days. How's that helping our economy? It's not. It's not. But we'll look over and we'll tell everybody how great a life. We're going to tell everybody what a great life the United States is. Come work in the United States. Live your dream. And then when you get here, tell everybody that you're from somewhere else. And we'll make sure you get the first job in line. And then we'll let go of the people that have been working for 10 or 15 years for the same company and makes a little bit more money than you. Because, you know, we could save a little bit if we only had to hire you for $10 an hour. It's not right, y'all. It's not right. It's time for everybody to watch and see. It's time for everybody to look and see what's going on around them. I love y'all too, Sandra. I love y'all too. I'm just telling everybody, you need to be aware of your surroundings. You know, your best friend, okay, you got your best friend. You know your best friend, but even sometimes your best friend may be not looking in the right direction either. So, you know, a little nudge sometimes is what it takes. Because we can't live like this. I've never in my life ever, and I thought about it, there's been some rocky times in the United States with elections, and I never in my life have ever seen them go after one candidate the way they're doing Trump. Never. Yep. Keep your head on a swivel. Watch what's going on around you, because you know what? There's craziness going on around you. And the funny thing is, like I said, it's not just the United States. It's not. Michelle, I bet you could tell me some things that's going on right now in the UK that could make people's hair curl. I bet that, you know what, Michelle? How's your unemployment? Are they hiring all the illegals before they hire the people that are born and raised in the UK? Do they get the first choice? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Let's give all the immigrants, let's give all the illegals the jobs, and let's let go of the people that that helped grow this country. Now, what part of that? What part of that's okay? I want somebody to tell me where that's okay. Because it's not okay. My mama and daddy were born here, and my daddy worked so hard. I'd see him come home where he was so tired he could barely hold his head up. Now, is that right? That he worked so hard for this country that we can just let somebody come over from another country and they can just take all the jobs and we can just sit here and because you can't collect unemployment if they don't want you to have it. They'll fight every way they can to keep you from having unemployment. Because we don't have the money for unemployment. Probably the real truth is we're too busy giving it away to everybody else. There was a thing I read where this lady said she worked at a grocery store, and we have this thing that's called the SNAP card, and all the immigrants got this SNAP card, and when you run it, it'll tell the balance on the register shows what the balance on the SNAP card is. And this person had a whole cartload of stuff. And so she ran the SNAP card, and this person still had $6,000 left on their card. Now you tell me what's right. They had to have gotten money. They had to get money. They're not calling it. They're calling it the magic card because it never runs out of money here. Stop the winter fuel. Do what now? Stop the winter fuel payments for the. Well, see. Now tell me about that. How can they do that? What is it? There's an agenda behind it. I'm telling you, there's an agenda behind all of this. And it's like a deep, thick, woven web. And they're all in it together. And you know what? Their web's getting ready to come crashing down. It's going to. Their web is going to come crashing down, and it's not going to be good. Y'all, it's not going to be good. People are going to stand up and say, hey, you know what? I ain't taking this anymore. And, I heard one time, many, many years ago, well, looky. I heard many years ago, somebody made a comment and they said that the United States leads in the direction of the global world. Well, if that's the case, look where we're leading. Members of Parliament who passed it were cheering. See, that ain't right. Y'all, that ain't right. You know it ain't right. It's a thick web, Michelle. I'm telling you, it's a thick web because you know what? France is having the same kind of problems. And so is Germany. Germany's having a horrible time right now. I've talked to a few of my friends that have family in Germany, and they're having a hard time. There's a bunch of immigrants in Germany, too. It's global. And it's this big seeded web of a bunch of evil, crooked people. You know what they want? Think about this. Let me throw something out at you, and I want you to stop and let this resonate for a minute. Ever thought that maybe they want a one world government? Ever thought about that? Well, hello, Linda. It's nice to see you. How's the beach going? I bet it's nice. People have to wake up, Michelle. They got to wake up. We got to have, it's pouring rain. I'm sorry to hear that. You know what? We just got to keep our traps rattling. We got to rattle cages. People need to understand that this is not what it's supposed to be. Don't you dare look at me and tell me 4 years ago that my life was better than it was, or that it wasn't better than it is right now. Because I'll tell you what, it was a heck of a lot better 4 years ago than it is right now. At least 100 times better than it is right now. Don't tell me. Don't tell me that that my life wasn't better 4 years ago. And I can tell you, Michelle, don't you think even your life was better in the UK 4 years ago than it is now? I can guarantee you it was. And they're going to tell you that, oh, you know what, it's going to get better because it has to be torn down before you can build it back up. You know what? That's a bunch of hogwash. I don't believe one bit of that. I don't believe one bit of that. You don't tear a place down so you can rebuild it unless you're planning on rebuilding a one world government. And you know what? Think about that. Think about that for just a minute. If we're going to do a one world government, who's going to be in charge? You think Macron's going to be in charge? You think, who do you think's going to be in charge? Think Kamala's going to run the world? That's a scary thought. Who's going to run the world? Probably somebody like George Soros. There you go. Now, isn't that a scary thought? Think about that for a second. Yeah, that's why I'm saying, KMM, you got to keep your head on a swivel and look at what's going on around you. Don't stick your head in the dirt and keep your mouth rattling as much as you can, because you know what? It's coming. If we don't start speaking our mind, it's coming. And when it gets here, it's going to be too late to say anything. They're going to say, you knew it was coming. Well, I knew it was coming, but I didn't think that our people were going to let it happen. What? It's right there. It's right there in front of us. It's facing us right here. And we're going, yeah, no fear. You know what? That's right. That's right, Michelle. No fear, because there are more of us than there are of them. But see, this is where we got people that, see, this is the mentality of the other people. Think about this for a second. If I turn my head, if it doesn't affect me and my family, then I don't need to worry about it. All right. So the rich turn into the middle class, right? And the middle class become the poor. And then by that time, it's too late. Because you know what? They'll take over. They'll take over then. The best thing I ever heard in my life is when they said that they were going to put Elon Musk in charge of the auditing. That would be like Sheldon Cooper from the Big Bang Theory taking over auditing. They're not going to get away with anything. That scares them too. And you know what, Michelle? I remember, because I have a friend of mine that lives over there in the UK, and I remember that didn't the Queen used to have her markings on your food, and nothing was ever able to be put into your food because it had to have the royal seal on it, that it all had to be organic and good for you. Well, then they took that seal off, right? Now your food, they can put whatever they want to in it and get away with it. They've been doing that here for years. And now we got somebody that's going to go into this administration that's going to watch our Food and Drug Administration, so they can't do that to our food anymore. Well, okay, you know what? All those, our pharmaceutical people are up in arms going, wait, that means that we'll lose some of our money on drugs because people won't be getting sick anymore. Really? Kind of a sick thought, isn't it? We got to live off the sick. Y'all, keep watching. Keep watching around you, because it's a sorry place, and it's a sorry place everywhere. And we got to keep ourselves in line and watch everything that's going on around us. Because, like I said, if I didn't know any better, I'd swear that they are blowing crazy gas into the air because people have lost their ever loving minds. Yep. Eve farmers from markets local. You're right. That's right. But you know what, Michelle? We're selling our farmland to the Chinese. How about that? So that they can grow food here so we can ship it over to China. Now, what part craziness is that? Think about that for a second. Here, can I borrow your backyard so I can grow my food and take it? Here, I want you to water it and I want you to grow it. And then I want to bring it over to my house and eat it. Hello, Royal Apple. It's good to see you. I know he's going live because he's, you know what? He's going live right now. Is he going live right now? Oh, well, I was thinking about you too. I was wondering where you were. You know what? Isn't that sick? Isn't that sick, Sandra? You know what? It's sick. We can, you know, I still want to know where those 360,000 children are at. How do you lose 360,000 children? If you put that into retrospect, you know how many 360,000 children are? It's one stadium. Think about that for a second. It's one stadium full of children that have just vanished in thin air, and we have no idea where they're at. How do you lose 360,000 children and have no idea where they're at? And nobody knows anything? And nobody knows anything. I have a hard time believing that too. Yeah, they vanished. 360,000 children have vanished that came across the border, and we have no idea where they're at. Now, I can guarantee you, as sure as I'm sitting here, that P. Diddy got some of those to put in his tunnels. Some of them, but not 360,000 of them. And by the way, how come he hasn't been brought up on charges? Well, the reason he hasn't been brought up on charges is because he was an FBI informant. I heard that the other day and thought to myself, boy, I tell you what, our government would trust anybody. It's always been about children. You know what? It's always been about the innocent. You're absolutely right, Michelle. It's always been about the innocent. Do you know in the Bible there's two things you don't do? One is take the Lord's name in vain, and the other one is mess with the innocent. And you know what? They're doing both. And there's going to be a Red Sea moment. I'm telling you, there's going to be a Red Sea moment like the earth has never seen before. Because you don't mess with the children. Yes, he is. Trump is all about saving the children. And they don't like that, Royal Apple. Because you know what? Let me tell you a little story here. Now, they're calling this, I want y'all to listen real close here. They're calling this, okay, they're saying, I want to put this right. Okay. You know when you get scared, like you hear a noise and your heart starts beating real fast and they say your adrenaline is going really pumping? Well, an adult's adrenaline, it takes quite a bit to get an adult to produce a lot of adrenaline because we've already been through hell and back. But a child, it doesn't take too much to scare the daylights out of them. And when their little hearts start pumping, they start putting off what they call adrenochrome. And you can buy adrenochrome on the streets for $2,500 a cc. Now, where do you think they're getting it from? And all of the organs that they sell for people's children that, yeah, $2,500 a cc. And you know what it does for you? It makes you look young, keeps you young. Well, I got news for you. I embrace getting old because you know what? I ain't taking nothing from my babies that they need. It ain't worth it because you know what? You can't stop the age of time. You might look good, but it ain't going to keep you alive any longer. You got fate on your side and you're going to die of whatever it is. You may look good when you have a heart attack, but you're going to have a heart attack anyway. It is going to be exposed, Royal Apple. And you know who's a real good cat? You know who really likes to use that adrenochrome? Holly Weird uses that adrenochrome, a lot of it. And I think Pelosi was using it too the last time I heard, but I don't know if it's mixing with her vodka these days. Y'all, like, I cannot express enough for y'all to keep looking around watching. There's a channel. I don't know if y'all have Roku or whatever, but there's a channel that's called Truth Tide. Okay. It's an independent, you can download it, it's an app. And on there it talks about how many people the Clintons are somehow involved with their disappearance or their death. And I watched it and I could not believe it. I thought, how can this family get away with all of that and still be standing up there talking about how great they are? What? Did you, William? The prince looks like he has some AIDS. Looks like he has some AIDS. I don't understand. Well, she said it was vile. Well, you know, come on. King Charles really didn't want to be King Charles. Do you think he really wanted to be king? I don't think he wanted to be king. I think he just wanted to run off with that woman that he cheated with, Diane, and became, what is her name? Camilla. I think that he just wanted to run off with her and live happily ever after, never have to deal with anything and just live in the castle and have a good time. I don't think he really wanted to be king of anything. But now he's sick too. He's got cancer too. So, you know, Charles is related to Dracula. Well, you know, that wouldn't surprise me any at all. You know, everybody, all the royal family is so doggone mad at Harry. Look at that. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. No assassination attempts in 43 years. 3 in the last 65 days, if you count the one where he was at the rally and they had to tackle that guy that was in there. The Secret Service tackled him. He attempted to do it on TV. Really? You know what? That does not surprise me. I mean, there's a lot of blood drinking people right now. Blood drinking, it's almost sick. It's sick. I can't even imagine. How do you wrap your head around that? How can you wrap your head around that? Everybody never liked Harry. No one liked Harry. But you know what? Harry was my favorite out of all of them. And it was probably because he was such a rounder. But I liked Harry. And I think that it's going to come out that Harry ain't such a bad guy. My own opinion. I don't know, Michelle, you lived with him. Laughing and joking about it, proud of the fact. Oh, Harry was? That's sad. That is really sad. Well, and then you got Princess Catherine, who's sick too. She's sick too. She's got cancer too, doesn't she? Oh, Charles was the one laughing and being all proud of it. Well, there you go. You know what? I never thought that floppy eared guy was too bright anyway. I never liked Charles. I thought that you know what, when he did what he did to Diana, that showed a lot to me. That showed me a lot. Catherine has no cancer. She became reptilian. Really? I thought she had cancer. Well, you know what? The lizard people have gotten a hold of her. I don't know, y'all. There probably more lizard people right now than there are any kind of things going on right now. I was just watching on the news and they're doing a countdown on when that asteroid's getting ready to hit the Earth. And I guess it's only in a couple days now. Where shall it hit? There's a thought for you. What place will it hit? There's a thought. Who's Lord going to take out first? Hopefully it's Venezuela. No, they say that so they can keep her away. No doctor's ever speaking. Huh. I'll be dang. Well, I think that Kamala's probably reptilian too. You really want my honest opinion. They say she's got a real long tongue. So, there you go. I can see it wagging right now. The snake lady. William has Rose. He goes to Rose's bushes. Huh. Well, hmm. I don't know about any. I guess that was a good one because Michelle thought that was funny. Um, I'm going to tell you, there's probably Heels Up Harris probably has the longest tongue from here to the Great Lakes, and she's been wagging it so long that she don't have to wag her tail; she wags her tongue. Stop and think about this. Kamala's parents aren't citizens of the United States, neither one of them. But because she was born here, that makes her eligible to run. That makes her eligible to run as president. So, if that's the case, I'm going to go back to England because that's where my family's from. Way back 100 billion years ago, they came over here probably on Mayflower. And I'm going to go over there and say, you know what? My family is truly from England. So I'm going to run for parliament. Get out of the way. I'm going to take over England. What? You can't do that. No, she was actually born in the United States, Royal Apple. Her mama was from India and her daddy was from Jamaica. Yeah, you know what? Let's make the UK great again, and let's stop all of this nonsense. We need all this nonsense to stop. And you know what? I'm not beyond wagging my tongue all the time. I told this guy I went over to the store the night of the debate and I said, are you watching the debate tonight? And he goes, "Yes, I am." And I said, "Good." He goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna watch Kamala destroy Trump." And I looked at him and I said, "Are you being serious right now? Are you being serious? Because the lady can't even tie her shoes. Are you being serious? When was the last time you saw her in public? She hides in her basement just as much as Joe did. And if you think she's gonna win, well, if she does, good luck because she ain't gonna run the country anyway. She's gonna be a puppet, just like old Biden was. I can't make this stuff up, y'all. I can't make this stuff up. This is the greatest show on earth. I'm telling you. Funny story. I ordered something today and it delivered, and the guy didn't even. Well, of course not, because all the illegals are the first to get the jobs. We had that. The Walmart delivers to our door, and those people don't speak English either. And you know what? It's our fault that we can't understand them. No, it ain't. I'm not going to start learning different languages so that I can answer my door. That's not right. Y'all, that's not right. Sorry. Just ain't feeling it. Not feeling it. Like I said. And then you know what? Then you got the people that live in their little fantasy world that, you know what, I read about. You're not going to believe this. Wait till I tell you this one. That they build themselves a world in that headset of theirs, you know. They have a headset and it's a virtual reality world and they live in there. And they sit on their couch and they live in there. And they eat and they go to the bathroom and they live in this world. That ain't reality, y'all. That's scary. Metaverse, you're right, Michelle. Metaverse. Let's all just go build it. It'd be like living in The Sims. Hey, uh-uh. No, I don't want to do that either. Reality is reality. It comes banging on your door every day or it rings your phone. Because you know what? Those worlds don't have bills either. And your bills are going to come knocking at your door too. So, y'all, my hour's almost up. Michelle, please subscribe and like so we can get some more people in here. I love talking to you. We will be here. I will be here. Hopefully, Loudmouth Linda will be with us tomorrow. If not, she'll be on the beach smoking and drinking her pina colada. No, I'm just kidding. She probably will be drinking her water and watching the sunrise. But if she can be here, she'll be here. And if not, guess what? You guys got me. And who? God only knows what I'm going to talk about because you know what? It's a surprising day every day for me. I wake up and I get something new every day. But I love each and every one of you. It is so good to see you. It's Royal Apple. It's good to see you and KMM and welcome Michelle and Loudmouth Linda. I hope you're having a good time at the beach, even though it's raining on you. And Sandra, it's good to see you too, even though you can't speak Spanish to the Walmart delivery person. You know, when in Rome, guess they better learn some English. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. And like I said, who knows? Only the shadow knows what I'll be talking about tomorrow. Take care. Love you. Bye.